Hello, air signs. Ooh, let's reset there. Okay, there we go. Hi, Angel. Air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. How are you? How are you? How are you? How are you? Hopefully you're doing okay. Doing well? Huh? Hey, Gemini in the house. Who do we have in the house? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Thanks for asking, Xena I'm good. I'm busy. I'm always busy though, come on. But you know, things are coming together. We're working. My community is coming through. We're taking care of each other. It's all I could really ask for. I have next week, I have such a busy week because we're opening a show. So I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, get ready for the marathon. And it's not the best week in my cycle. So it's going to be really exhausting. Good morning, Grand Rising. Yeah, my phone went mute and then it wouldn't let me log back on yesterday. So let's get started, right? Let's get started. I see Gemini in the house. I see Libra in the house, Aquarius in the house. We got a few things to talk about, y'all. It's been a little bit of a minute. All right. The first thing I want to talk about is, where is Pluto in your chart? Okay, that's the first thing I want to say. That's not what I mean. Sorry. Reset, redo. Where is Aquarius in your chart? Okay? Libra gang, where is Aquarius in your chart? What am I saying? Some of you might already know, right, where you have the signs in your chart, but we all have all of the signs in our chart. We all have them, right? Because we all have a chart. And so the reason why I say this is because Pluto's in Aquarius, but on May 4th, Pluto went retrograde in Aquarius, and Pluto shifts things in that place, right? So if you don't know what I'm talking about, I wonder if I could do it this way. Let me see. Just show you a quick example. Let me just pick a random person. Let's go with that one. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so looking at this person's chart, you see that? You see that? Okay. So all of the signs are in your chart. All of the signs are in your chart. Where is Pluto Aquarius? Aquarius is right there. So for this person, Aquarius is in their 5th house and their 6th house. Right? 5th house and 6th house. Now Pluto is right there doing its retrograde thing in their 5th house. So Aquarius in the 5th house. For me, Aquarius is in my 11th house, right? What does this mean? The houses represent places, like areas of our life. So wherever you have Aquarius right now, wherever you have Aquarius in your chart, there's big changes happening in that area. So for this person, 5th house, that's their house of creativity. And there are big changes happening in that person's house of creativity. For me, my 11th house is my house of community and networking and friends. And there are big changes happening with my friends, whether they're getting married, moving, I might be moving away from some friendships or building new friendships, right? Transformation, reflection. Peaches, you said it's in your 6th house, right? So 6th house has to do with your routine. There are some big changes that have to do with your day-to-day life. The 6th house is also having to do with your pets, and it's also having to do with your health. So there could be some work that's coming in for you that's saying, hey, how are you taking care of your body on a daily basis? What routines do you have that are no longer working, that need to be looked over, right? And then maybe something's going on with your pets. Maybe they need a trip to the vet. Maybe they need a little more love. Maybe they needed some sort of transition. Okay. So that's what I'm talking about. I bring this up because by knowing where Aquarius is in your chart, you should know where there's transformations happening in your life right now. It's a pretty potent placement, and it has a lot to do with power and power dynamics and how you feel about power and where your power is. So that's why birth chart readings are so important. They help us understand these things. The other thing, on May 10th, Mercury is moving to Taurus. So if you've been struggling to communicate with someone, after this weekend, things should get a little bit easier. And the final thing I wanted to say is on May 12th, we have a full moon in Scorpio. Okay? What's up, Carmi? And the full moon in Scorpio is allowing us to let something go. Now, full moons are always a time where we're letting something go. However, this particular full moon in Scorpio at 22 degrees, Scorpio is the energy of death and rebirth. So whatever it is that you're willing to let go of is going to become, there's going to be something very beautiful that comes in its place. Okay? This might be something that you're grieving right now. You're feeling grief over. You know, you could grieve your 20s. You're turning 30, so you're grieving your 20s. You could be grieving a breakup. You could be grieving a death. You could be grieving the end of a season, right? I feel like my Scorpio moon child, she's about to go to her 13th year, right? And I feel like she's starting to grieve her childhood, even though I know she's still a child. You know, I told her, you're not really in the teens until 15. But she's changing. She's not a child. She is a young lady now. And so there's a little bit of grief there because she loves being a kid, right? So there's variations of how this might show up. But all of that to say that this full moon is perfect for honoring and releasing that grief. And I'm really excited to be doing a full moon ritual for this moon. It will be on Tuesday evening. So if you want to join me, I will post about it and come on in. We're going to be doing some journaling. We're going to be doing some readings. We're going to be doing a little ritual of release and like welcoming this new beginning. So I'm actually really excited about this. I have a lot of Scorpio placements. So I think it's time for me to let go of some like resentment and sadness and pain that I've held onto for the last 2 years, that it's just time, you know, it's time for me to let those things go. So I'm done with the astrology. I don't know how long that was, but I hope that was helpful to you. And let's get into the reading. Air signs, I love you. I love you. I feel you. I know how it is to be an air sign. You know. I hope y'all are holding up all right. Okay. Carmi, you feel me. I have Mercury, Venus, and Pluto in the 8th house in Scorpio. I'm going through the whole death and rebirth. I'm like, can I come out more like fit? That's my Libra. That's the Libra part of me. It's a little bit of vanity. Always a little bit of vanity. All right. Oh, hey, Chris. What's good, Aquarius baby? So I do, that is a note that I have for the Aquariuses. Thank you, Chris, for commenting. Okay, so here's my note because I was thinking about it today during a reading with someone else. Because Pluto is an Aquarius, like I said, know where Aquarius is in your chart because that's going to tell you where the transformation is happening. And honestly, the transformation is lasting for a decade. So this is really just the beginning, right? This is just the beginning. Aquarius and Leo, y'all are being hit like a mofo. But Aquarius suns, Aquarius moons, Aquarius risings. Listen, there is a proverb. And it says, let go or be dragged. You do have Aquarius in your houses. You have to, summer breeze. Everybody does. You have the whole sky in your chart. Everybody has it. You might be talking about planets. Maybe you don't have any planets there. It could be an empty house. But you have Aquarius in your chart. Okay, so Aquarius folks, you guys are needing to practice not being so stubborn. The sooner that you can release and let go, the better. Because if you try to be stubborn, if you try to act like you know everything, if you're intentionally a contrarian, if you try to one-up people, it's not in your favor right now. It's not in your favor. The universe is going to use these events to teach you some things. okay? So I would think about what it means to be in integrity for yourself, and I would think about what it means to like connect with yourself and your true needs. Because it can be a little like right now, it's just Pluto doesn't play. And Pluto will regulate on your ass if you're trying to do some power tripping. And I say this knowing that you probably can't hear what I'm saying, but I'm going to say it anyways. So that's for my Aquarius. Aquariuses. I love y'all. I really do. We're homies. You can't deny what's going on in the sky. Can't deny the sky. Quote me on that. Moonchola. You can't deny the sky. I'm a poet. All right, sorry. Let's get into it. Let's take a deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. Spirit, what messages do we have for the air signs? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, please. Sun, moon, and rising. Hold on a second. Can you guys hear me okay? Because when I get a call, my sound cuts off. Okay, cool. You can hear me? Okay, good. Great. Honey, that's another air sign that's calling me, of course. All right. Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What messages do we have, Spirit? Current energy, please. It just ain't working out. Ooh, I'm sorry. It just ain't gonna work out. All right. Why so many distractions? Are y'all having to manage this many distractions? Okay. So first thing I have is clashing. Okay, it says differences, incompatibility, and conflict. We have epiphany, realizations, understandings, awakenings, and we have distance, barrier, separation, and space, harmony at the bottom of the deck. I have the Six of Wands and the Six of Swords. Sixes and sixes. We're committing to some change here. Okay, we are committing to some change. There's something that is just like, you need to take space from it. Maybe you're already taking space from it. I think you've had some revelations about what it means to take care. Like there's been, so when I say revelations, I'm literally getting like a slap in the face. Like I'm getting like, you got slapped in the face. Like this probably already happened where you're like got a wake up call and you're like, you know what, that person isn't going to change. Or you know what, boom, nobody's going to have my back. I got to have my own. Or like, boom, I got to take space. I can't stay in this. You know what I mean? Like I feel like there was recently like just kind of a wake up call, a wake up moment, like a I'm being humbled moment, right? That is letting you know that something is not coming together the way that it needs to come together. It's not coming together the way that you wish it came together. Yeah. And that you need to take some space. You need to take some distance. Things can't be as close as they need to be. This is for all air signs. This is for all of them. Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Okay. So with the Six of Wands and the Six of Swords, this is moving away from chaos to calmer waters. And the Six of Wands is saying like, you've been victorious. Look, you learned a lesson, you made your commitments, and now it's time to make a new commitment. And it looks like this commitment has to do with your emotional peace. Can you guys hear me? I'm telling you, sometimes when a phone call comes in, it messes that up. Okay, thank you. All right, so we're moving on. Six of Wands, victory. We're moving on to a new chapter. Okay, with the Six of Swords, it's like that was kind of chaotic. That was kind of crazy. That was up and down, left and right. I learned some things. I learned some lessons, and now I'm ready to move on to the next the next island, the next chapter, the next adventure. Thank you for the confirmation, y'all. Thank you, thank you. I have the Hierophant here, Taurus energy at the bottom of the deck. And this to me is just about a shift in your commitment. Some of you guys could be choosing to go back to school or finishing school. Some of you guys could be choosing to just like launch into the next thing, you know, to finally commit to that craft, to finally initiate, you know, your business or your podcast or your acting career or your, you know, a system as far as like how things are working at home. And I think the main kind of thing in the current energy, the main message for me is like, you got to take space from this. If you're going to be victorious, like, yeah, it could be scary to leave behind like what has become the status quo for you, what has become like your, you know, staple, your comfort, what's familiar, but it's time. It's time to go. Your guides are like, okay, you got it. You don't need to keep staying. You can check out now. You can go to the next one. You can level up now. Okay, and then I'm also getting just in general like a lot of like ideas coming into your head, like a lot of like, oh, like that's why that works like that, like, oh, like it's almost like these downloads that are hitting like, you know, they probably did this and that's why they feel like that, or that tells me everything, you know what I mean? Like I feel like these epiphanies kind of coming in. Let's see what else we got. Challenge for the air signs, please. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. It feels like the chaos, maybe like the drama, or like the up and down, or the unpredictability has made it hard for you to feel hopeful. You know, it's made it hard for you to feel hopeful. Gotta close this because it's irritating me. Okay. All right, interesting. Let's fix that. So we have hoping, waiting, expecting, manifesting. We have boundaries as well, no, and drawing the line. The Tower card in reverse and the Wheel of Fortune. The challenge is that right now you're having, like, it's hard to be hopeful. You could be pretty broken. You could be pretty tired. I think you just know that the most important thing is just kind of like to get into a new place, whatever that new place is. And the idea of like bringing, like the idea of having a new vision, the idea of committing to like a new goal, the idea of like creating a new goal is kind of exhausting. It just the idea of it, you know, so it's hard to figure out like what to hope for. Summer Breeze. Yes, I do birth chart readings. The link in my bio has my schedule if you want to book one. I also think that you are struggling with really grounding into some boundaries. Either you are struggling with sustaining your boundaries, or there's somebody else who is not respecting your boundaries and continuously is trying to press up against them. With the Tower card in reverse, you're trying to avoid having everything fall apart. Like you're trying to figure out like, how can I glue some stuff together so that we at least can move through this and this and this and this, right? But you're resisting a change. That's what it is. You're resisting the change. Like the change is imminent. The change is happening. The change in the time, like everything is changing. The state is changing. The country is changing. Our communities are changing. How we view things are changing. There's so much change. But right now, even though you're recognizing like, whoa, like you're in that phase, like, whoa, I gotta take a step back. You're also in some ways like subconsciously or consciously resisting the change, resisting that things do have to shift. They do have to change. They can't stay the same. You can't stay in this, whatever it is, right? Like for so long, the times are changing. Times change. And so I think that regardless of how much it feels like things are going to be in shambles, like there's going to be this upheaval, just understand that this breaking apart of things is going to bring you closer to yourself and closer to the people that you love and closer to the people that you care about. This isn't an easy change, okay? I'm not gonna lie to you and be like, just embrace it, like jump into the fire, you know, or whatever. Like, this is not an easy change. This change is gonna require that you take some deep breaths. It's gonna require that you use your tools to regulate your system. It's gonna require that you remind yourself that you're worth it, that you remind yourself that you are, you know, capable, that you remind yourself that this is seasonal, that you remind yourself that there will be a day again when the sun feels brighter and when you're moving into the next chapter. This change is constant. You can be sure of that. So by accepting that things are changing, you understand that they will change from this place to the next as well. Accepting that things are changing from the past to now is also accepting that things are changing from now to then. Things are shifting, they're changing. We can't resist the change. We kind of got to go with it. Does that make sense? In the process of this change, there are some things that are going to come out. There is some shocking revelations that are going to come out. There's some unexpected, you know, maybe people that you thought you could always depend on them, you can't depend on them anymore. You know, maybe it's finding out somebody said something about you. Maybe it's finding out that a story that you thought was accurate 10 years ago is actually not true. You know what I mean? This is all what's being kicked up in order to create the change. Okay? If this is resonating, please let me know. I like tap in, I tap out. Those distractions were like not fun. Advice, please. Thank you for the confirmation. All right. So in your advice, I have nourish. It says self-harmony, soul growth, and comfort. I have pride, ego, arrogance, and stubborn love. I have exhaustion, long journey, depletion, and fatigue. 5 of Cups in reverse. Thank you, Summer Breeze, for the confirmation. 5 of Swords and the Queen of Wands. All right. It's funny because I'm getting like, don't cry. Like, don't cry about it. You know, don't be disappointed in what. This is like crying over spilled milk, right? It's like being sad about something that spilled or didn't work out. Thank you, Carmi. Spirit is saying, like, don't cry about it. Don't weep about it. I'm like literally hearing, I don't know if you guys know from, what is it, Evita? Don't cry for me, Argentina. The truth is I never left you. Like, I'm hearing that, you know? So I think that this is just an opportunity for you to come back to yourself. This is an opportunity for you to love yourself, for you to teach yourself that you're worthy of being nourished, right? I'm getting like this vision of just like a slow, like taking a bath and just like being slow about it, slowing down the pace, or going for a swim, something about being in water, you know, and just like nourishing your spirit that way. I also, for pride, the initial message that came out with this was you should be proud of yourself. You know, you really showed up to the best of your ability. And now you have to show up better because now you know things you didn't know before. Now you have an opportunity to have more integrity. What? Hold on, what's happening here? What? These symptoms are worth exploring with a doctor. Learn more about major depressive disorder. Why? Oh, I was playing double frequency. Haha. Let's change that. Okay. Sorry, y'all. You should be proud of yourself, and you now can show up better, right? So let's say we're talking about a relationship and you came into the relationship and you did your best to show up in the most honest, authentic way, but you were still working through some shit. And because of that, you know, there's been kind of some mess that's occurred, and now that's come to a close and you've learned a lesson, and you should be proud of yourself because whatever you walk into next, you're going to be better off for it, right? Let's say you had a situation with work and you were operating to the best of your abilities in, socializing and doing the work, but hey, it wasn't up to par. So maybe you got fired or you got called out and that feels like shit. But guess what? That doesn't mean that you are a shitty person. You always have an opportunity to show up and choose differently, right? So be proud of yourself for getting to this point. And now, how do you get to the next point, right? I also have long journey, depletion of fatigue. This has been a long process. So I think the focus has to be on yourself because you are rebuilding your own sense of power and your own sense of creativity. I think the advice too has to do with like knowing your own power. I think there might be an energy right now of maybe not feeling like you have power, not feeling as like I don't feel like I look as good. I don't feel like I am as good. I don't feel like I'm as powerful or whatever. You know what I mean? Like I feel like there's some doubts when it comes to that right now. And Spirit is saying like, you're just tired. You're just tired. None of that is true. None of those things that are playing in your mind are true. You're literally just tired. It's been quite a journey. Right? It's been a 5-year journey. It's been a 7-year journey. It's been a 2-year journey. Whatever it is, it's been a journey. And you are tired. And when we're tired, we have to honor that we're tired. Whatever pressure that you might be feeling right now, it almost feels like it's slightly oppressive. It's like diamonds are built from that pressure, right? So you're just being pressed a little bit so that you can evolve. You're being pressed so that you can evolve. But you know what? I will tell you something. You can also choose not to evolve. You can also choose to stay the way that you are. You can choose to be resentful or be judgmental or isolate people or try to be like, no, they don't even know what they're talking about. And they really be mindful. If you're being judgmental of other people, really be mindful. If you're not living in gratitude, really be mindful if you feel yourself hating. You know what I mean? Something is going on with you. It's not about them. It's really not. And maybe you got to check that jealousy monster. And maybe you got to check that part of you that's feeling like it's not good enough. That part of you that feels like it's not supported. Okay, and that's why Spirit is like, then take a break, take a rest. Stop pushing yourself, because if you keep pushing yourself, you're telling your body, I'm not worthy of rest. I'm not worthy of care. But you are. And when you take time for yourself and you take time to reset and you take time to rest and you go through this change and this season with a little more grace and gratitude, then you're going to have grace and gratitude for others as well. How you feel about them is how you feel about yourself. It is a projection, unfortunately. I also want to say, be really careful about what you're saying, what shit you're talking, because it's going to come out. It's gonna. Be careful. All right. Outcome. I'm doing all of the air signs. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. All these reversals. Crazy. What's coming up? All right, they're saying in June, we're taking out the trash. Okay, in June, we're taking out the trash. The trash is going to be taken out in June. All right, I have Heart Song in reverse. So that says mixed signals, blocked emotions, apprehensive. It says guarded, cautious, and afraid. And then I have Sidetracked in reverse, delays, distractions, and change. So the change is happening by June. June is the change. You're in the next thing. 3 of Swords in reverse, we're letting go of heartache and betrayal, and the Lover's card. Gemini energy, we're coming to the crossroads, okay? Yeah, me too. By June, You're ready to invest in something new. By June, you're like already rebalancing yourself. By June, you're moving into that next kind of timeline, that next world. And you're ready to let go of any pain, of any resentment, of any mixed signals, of any delays. It's like, oh, you know what? I had enough to eat here. I think I'm ready to go on my next adventure. I've had enough here. And I think I'm ready for this kind of evolution of this, right? Say you like, I don't know, like you built a business and you've been doing it a certain way. And it's like, you know what, I'm actually ready to evolve and make this an internet company. Or like, I'm ready to go to the next phase and I'm ready to make this, you know, for men and women when it's only been for women. You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it's like you're in that next space of the next idea, of the next change, right? And you're investing into something new. 7 of Pentacles. I love that for you. So right before June, I'm getting June 2nd. They keep telling me June 2nd. You hit that final straw. You hit that breaking point. The ripple effect is in full effect by the time we get to June 2nd, June 3rd, okay? Okay. Let's see what the oracles have to say, and then we'll do each individual sign. I don't even know. All right. For the air signs, please. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Wow. Okay. So we have distorted view. It says perspective. A change in perspective is needed to view your situation with compassion. The root core of pain is often associated with how you view yourself or the situation from a wounded place. Choosing to heal brings the broken pieces back together to create a healthy viewpoint. So we have a distorted view, okay? And then we have betrayal revealed. The situation will reveal to you the intention behind it, whether it's you betraying yourself in some way or another person or situation. By unmasking the truth, by removing any blinders that hinder knowing the answer, brings clarity. I also have denial and deception at the bottom of the deck. Wow. The situation that you're refusing to see clearly. There's a situation that you're refusing to see clearly. Living in denial can create false scenarios to see things that are not accurate. Have the courage and discernment to dig deep into the truth of the situation. Air signs. I don't want you to be afraid of this message, okay? Because I know that when we get the betrayal card, it can feel like, oh my gosh, who is betraying me, right? Like, who is hurting me? Who is going to turn on me? Who is going to, right? I know that I can feel that way. This is the universe promising you that you don't have to do nothing. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to look around and try to figure out who is it going to be. You don't have to do anything. All you have to do is sit still and be at peace with yourself. That's all you have to do. And the universe is saying, I will reveal it for you. Don't go looking for it. Don't try to find it. Don't try to ask around. Let it come to you. Okay? Now, for some of you, this is betraying yourself. This is a self-betrayal that's becoming very apparent. Same thing. It's going to become clear. Okay? And then lastly, for others of you, this is your betrayal of someone else being exposed. Okay? Now, all of this is because there's a perspective. There's a skewed perspective here. So here's a couple of messages I'm getting. For some people, they live in hustle culture, right? And so they're just like hustling, and they're not necessarily thinking about the people that they're helping or hurting in the process because they're so focused on making sure that they hustle to get their life and their bills paid and everything. That will be revealed. For some people, they're in spiritual bypassing culture. Everything is manifesting in love and light. And they're like, I'm going to be successful because I manifest and I create and I this. And their bank account is at 0. And they're over here selling a dream that they don't even have. There's going to be a reveal. Because you're betraying yourself. right? There may be a situation where maybe you're in a relationship and it's very, very, very clear that the direction of the relationship is not going anywhere, but you're like really just trying to believe that it's going to change. But deep, deep, deep in your heart, you're skewing your perspective, right? Those are some examples. So instead of being afraid of like, who is betraying me, whatever, you're going to find out if there is somebody else there that's betraying you. But I think more than that, you got to start thinking about what it means to be honest with yourself and how to live in like an honest space with yourself. How to sit with that. It's not easy. Because you also might have to recognize that you had some blind spots. You made some decisions that maybe were impulsive. Maybe you made some decisions that were not heart-centered, right? And so you're kind of like, it's like when we have to look at those parts of ourselves and we're like, oh, I don't like to remember that. I don't want to remember that. I don't want to see that. But you got to see it so you can move on from it, okay? I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. I really am trying to help. Okay? All right. Let's do the individuals. Francis. All right, so let's start with Gemini. Sun, Moon, and Rising. Also, y'all, I'll be posting the mini version, the reel of this. If you guys can comment, like, share, whatever it works for you. Just any sort of engagement, it really helps me. It really helps my page. If you want to book a reading, DM me. I'm offering discounted readings through my DM. If you want to see this live reading or you want to see previous readings where you can see the whole thing, not just the little short, like 90 to 3 minute video, you have to go follow me on Patreon. It's $5 a month and you get access to all the signs and all the videos. I mean, I got to make a living, right? And $5 is not too much to ask, I think, to get access to just all the stuff. So, okay. Gemini, please. Sun, Moon, and Rising. You got full moon in Gemini. How funny for Gemini. Okay. It says the answers you need are coming. The answers you need are coming. Okay. Full moon in Gemini. This card is a reminder that it's important to speak your truth. But remember that your words have consequences and impact your listener. Right now you need to guard against indiscretion. The answers you need may well come soon. The issue that you're facing could be just a few conversations away from being resolved. Okay? And it says, least said, soonest mended. It's funny because I had a conversation with my dad for a while last week about silence, right? Like not speaking. Like it's sometimes it's better just not to say anything at all, right? It says it's good to talk, but be careful that you are not causing yourself any issues with your words. Words have enormous power. Your word is your wand. It says have an important conversation, but stay calm. Don't be superficial. You need to laugh off the situation and move on, and job applications have good prospects, okay? From the Goddess deck, you got abundancia, prosperity. It says the universe is pouring its abundance out to you. Be open to receiving. So there's this kind of message of like not seeking, right? The answers you need are coming. Be open to receiving, right? So there is this message of like staying open and receptive, but not necessarily masculine in the seeking. I don't mean manly with the masculine. Masculine is initiating and feminine energy is receiving, right? And then you have Ain here, leap of faith. It says take a risk and put your heart's true desire into action. Bottom of the deck, we have receptivity here. Allow yourself to receive. This will increase your intuition, energy, and ability to give to others. So give yourself over to this reception. Give yourself over to this new chapter. Flow with it. Be malleable. You guys are mutable. Gemini, you guys are mutable. You're meant to be flexible. Okay? All right, that's what I have for y'all. I hope that was helpful. Libras, Sun, Moon, and Rising, please. Libras, I'm having like, ooh, throat chakra, throat chakra, throat chakra. It could be really hard to talk right now. Words. There could be like a kind of like oppressive feeling here. Libra. For Libra, please, sun, moon, and rising. For Libra, please, sun, moon, and rising. Okay. All right, so we have show the world the real you, full moon in Aquarius. It says, be aware of your feelings, but also be prepared to move on. This says that you need to detach a little bit from whatever the situation is. Someone might be keeping you at arm's length right now, but it's not a bad thing. It's important to allow your life to unfold and progress. Even if change seems frightening, you've been holding yourself back from showing the world the real you. This card reminds you that your unique characteristics are what make you special. Don't lose the beauty and romance of life. You're too much in your head. Get into your heart. A friend needs you. Be there for them. And a situation is going to take a very unexpected turn. You also got a time for healing. Balsamic moon. Oops, let's see. When one is healed, all are healed. It's time to let go of the past. You're about to turn a corner. You need more time to heal. Think about how the situation would look if everyone was healed. Pulling this card suggests that the past is in the past and a bright future is beckoning. However, before you take the next step, make sure that both you and the situation feel healed. It's not the time to paper over cracks or pretend that everything's okay. You need some time to soothe yourself and anyone else in need. Okay? From the Goddess deck, we get Bridget. Don't back down. Stand up for what you believe is right. And then we also have boundaries. Love yourself enough to say no to others' demands on your time and energy. So I don't see the don't back down. I don't see it as like a let's go fight. Like I don't see it as an energy of like we got to go fight. We got to go push. We got to, what this has to do with is more like holding your own, right? Holding your own integrity, holding your own beliefs, holding your own boundaries. Okay? Because you are creating space for something new that you're about to create. All right, so we're closing out a tough cycle here. You're holding your ground on your own shit. You're also healing, leaning into your authenticity and letting go of the past. Okay, Libra, that's what I have for you. Aquarius. And like I told you guys, it's a tough season, okay? You're in a tough season. Pluto's retrograde in your sign. It's not easy. It's not easy at all. Aquarius, sun, moon, and rising, please. All right. So we have conclusions are within reach. Full moon eclipse. Conclusions are within reach. It says, that which is meant for me will not pass me by. Doors which slam shut now will not reopen. It's time for you to get back on track. Forgiveness will set you free from karma. Meditation, pranayama, and yoga nidra are all recommended right now. Seed control and let events unfold. So this full moon eclipse, it's a door that slams shut. Remember I said in the beginning, it's a slap in the face. So it's reached a peak and now it's out of your hands. Okay. We have don't let pride get in your way. Full moon in Leo. And I'm telling you guys, you can't be rigid right now. It says self-esteem is good. Vanity is not. Everyone is equally important. Creative urges should be followed. Works of magic and a friendship may be ending now. Have you been letting your pride become an obstacle? It's the question being asked. Leo energy is all about the heart. Its energy is magnificent, but when it's combined with the full moon, it can become over the top. This card may have come to you because you need to end a deadlock that has developed. All right? So you got to do to others as you would want them to do to you, right? And then here you have Hathor, receptivity. Allow yourself to receive. This will increase your intuition and energy. And for her, be still and listen. Release guilt about receiving. Ask for help. Know that you are in a learning cycle, Pluto. Healing is occurring. Be more in your feminine energy, okay? Soften up. I'm telling you, Aquarius, the harder you get right now, the worse off you'll be. So just, I got you. Like, you don't know everything. That's what I'm going to say. Like, you don't know everything. Stay curious. Stay open. You're in a learning cycle. All right? All right, air signs, that's what I have for you. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for this reading. It was so much fun. I'm going to do the mini. And I will try to come back and do water signs today. No promises, though. You know, schedule's busy. But I love you guys. Cuídense. If you want a reading, hit me up. We'll link up. And I will see you very soon. All right? Take care.